this dude keeps coming up, and I feel like when CSL puts him in the cap of things, I'm often dealing with so many of the bigger names that some of the little names in right wing media slip by, and I don't think that's fair. Like this little dipshit. What's this guy's name? What's his America continues to show more? What's the political issues? I don't know what the fuck his name is. Anyways, he has a show on Real America's Voice. This is Steve Gruber. Thank you. Yes, of the Wisconsin Grubers, of the Gruber-Rubers, and so this is a divided America. Now, it seems like he's trying to turd polish with this. That Democrats are all united, which is a bad thing, and Republicans are divided, which means they're the ones who can speak and think freely. Is that where he's going with this? I don't know. The title of this is "Divided We Stand on This: A Divided America." A lot of it's about division, it seems.
We're divided on pretty much everything under the sun these days.
That's right. We're divided based on shirts versus skins, Swifties versus K-pop fans. Mustard versus ketchup on French fries is terrible.
And when the left has corrupted what it means to be American, you can see why.
Well, you know what I can see? I can see that you have a fake newsroom picture behind you, and it's all cattywampus. Is it, I don't want to scare you, but is the newsroom you're sitting in sliding down a hill? Blink 3 times for yes, blink 7 times for no, because by the time I react, I won't have given a fuck.
Our shared identity, what holds us together, is disappearing, being torn apart, and the culture war is quickly creating 2 Americas, not one.
Not one, but 2 Americas.
One
where rich people like Donald Trump can no longer assume that they're free from the legal ramifications of their bullshit, and the other one where, well, that would just make all of America one, I guess.
Appreciates the country and everything it's given us and offered us and the possibilities, and one that hates everything about America, whether it's...
That's a pretty broad divide. I would argue that, again, that's why I'm not MAGA, I'm MAG. Make America Actually Great, because I think we're pretty good, and I think we're well on our way, but we just still got some work to do, and I love the country as it is and as it goes. I think that's okay.
True or not? Let's talk about war for a moment.
Let's do that. You know what I mean? Because everybody, nobody really talks about war these days.
The one in Israel and Gaza has caused deep divides among nations around the world, and in the Democrat Party here at home, not so much the Republicans. You see, the GOP is united in its approach to...
Ooh, I don't know. Not so much. You got Marjorie Taylor Greene, who's right there next to Kevin McCarthy and was helping, very excited, helping getting Mike Johnson through or whatever. She's not convinced we need to send any money to Israel. She was just pointing out today on the shitter machine that we haven't sent any money, any military aid to Israel ever, I guess. And they're doing just fine. So why would Ukraine need money?
Supporting Israel and rejecting terrorists, but those on the left, many digging in their heels, and some believe this could tear the Democrats in half for a generation to come.
No, I mean, there's the Rashida Tlaib crowd, which is like a postage stamp section. It's not actually going to do anything, but keep trying.
Maybe forever.
Yes, that's true. It's total division.
In fact, here in my home state of Michigan, real panic is setting in because Michigan has the most on the line when it comes to Democrats and voters that are Arab. And with an estimated population of 350,000 in the state, the Muslim vote has real muscle. Real
muscle. It's almost equal to the redneck prepper Michigan militia crowd, just not as well armed.
Political clout. In fact,
yeah, there are more Muslims in Michigan than there are Ted Nugent fans, which is true of every state, even states without any Muslims.
The Associated Press just yesterday put out a headline. The Democrats fear Joe Biden's position on the war in Gaza could cost them the very critical swing state of Michigan in next year.
No, because what do you think? The Republicans want Israel to go easier on Gaza? Are you out of your fucking mind?
This presidential election, and it is a very justified fear. For example, Abraham Aish, He is the third-ranking Democrat in the state of Michigan. He says they have made it clear to the White House in phone calls that supporting Israel means paying a steep political price with voters.
Yeah, but not supporting Israel is an even steeper price. Yeah, they know. You're not going to please everybody.
Telling them either you get on board with Palestine or you're not getting our votes.
With Palestine. There isn't one, but I hear you.
So let's lay out the challenges the Democrats are facing right now with the war.
Right, having to be adults in a room full of toddlers.
War in Gaza. The new Speaker of the House that only has the gavel because of the cavalier attitude of those same Democrats. Well,
what? Oh, I see. Because of I see. Okay, so he's only Speaker because of this ragtag bunch of Democrats forced Republicans' hands and put somebody in there? The fuck out of here.
Mike Johnson said he would only advance an Israel-only funding bill of $14.3 billion to start, something the White House says it will veto. And last night, that bill passed with bipartisan support, getting 226 votes. And that means Democrats now have a big decision to make, a political decision with...
No, it just means the Senate's going to send the bill back to the House, and it's going to shave off some of the other votes. 226 is not a majority. They're all just trying to line up behind him and make it seem like that. But nah, more Democrats will cross over, will vote for the bill that comes back from the Senate than voted for this one, and more Republicans will cross over than this side. It doesn't matter.
Far-reaching ramifications.
Ramifications.
You see, in recent elections...
Is every Republican today drunk? I'm dead serious. I mean, is it just he and Ron Johnson are drinking buddies, or how you guys have a real hard time talking?
Democrats collected about 90% of the Jewish vote across the country and about 75% of the Arab and Muslim vote.
Uh-huh. And so they're just making the 90 to 75 decision, or are you just hoping Republicans pick up 75%, some part of the 75%, the more jihadist leaning part of the Muslim vote? Is that what you think is going to happen?
And the fix they're in now means...
Okay, I thought he was going to say that the fix is in.
They're going to leave somebody behind. They have...
Yeah, it's almost like that's how democracy works.
Have to.
Yeah, unlike Republicans, who don't have to leave anybody behind. They just aren't interested. That's the great thing about, being just anti-Muslim across the board is they don't have... I mean, if we lose 75% of the Muslims we lost in the last election, that's... Well, you can't have... Can you have less than 100% of zero? I don't know how it works.
They have to. Either one has the ability to deliver real political change and real damages on the way by rejecting Democrats.
All right, that was just gibberish. I don't know what the fuck that was. What? Run that by me again, dummy.
Of the Jewish vote across the country and about
90%.
75% of the Arab and Muslim vote.
Interesting. So 25. So 10% of Jews go to the Republicans, and 25% of Muslims go to the Republicans. Is it the authoritarian thing, or I don't know why they don't tout that more often. I would, if you were Donald Trump, wouldn't you just, yeah.
And the fix they're in now means they're going to leave somebody behind. They have to.
And again, Republicans don't have to leave anybody behind because they didn't have anybody to begin with.
They have to. Either one has the ability to deliver real political change and real damages on the way by rejecting Democrats at the polls in 2020, whether it's Muslims or Jews.
Uh-huh. Right, but I mean, we're talking about a 2% vacillation in the 90 and 75 numbers. I got news for you. Democrats can afford to lose half of those numbers and still win.
And that's why the Biden administration is now trying to play it too cute by half.
Okay, too cute by half is not half measures. This is a normal human colloquialism about characterization or like a portrayal of a trait versus the actual material difference, where the material splitting of two possibilities. But I don't know that these guys speak human English, so...
Kamala Harris, blathering on in word salad, true to form, tried to explain why a standalone bill coming from the House to support Israel with $14.3 billion, not connected to Ukraine, Taiwan, or the southern border will be vetoed by Joe Biden. Why, Madam Vice President? Why would you reject Israel in their time of need?
Well, you won't, but they're not going to let that be a standalone because it's an overall package. They're going to make sure that they don't use it as a wedge to divert funds to a country that needs it more than Israel does.
You try to figure this out. Listen.
The White House has said it will veto any bill that doesn't include both Israel and Ukraine. House Speaker Mike Johnson has said that he wants to do Israel first alone and then move on to Ukraine and the U.S. border. What is the path forward there, and is there room for the White House to negotiate on U.S. border immigration issues in that package?
Well, first of all, we're not negotiating that, and we've been very clear that we must stand by the role of the United States as it relates to our global responsibility to uphold and defend international rules and norms and what is right. And so our proposal is that there be aid given to both places, to Israel and to Ukraine. And we are standing by that, as you have said. The President has been very clear. If any bifurcation of that should occur, he will veto the bill that you have referred to. But let's also be clear that these folks who want to be considered as leaders in the midst of global crises of a proportion we have not seen in a very long time are playing political games with people.
Yeah, that made sense. Yeah, these are the priorities of the administration, the people who got elected to the presidency and who have the Senate and have, almost equal claim to the House at the same time. So, fuck you. Yeah.
Now, did she say anything there?
Yes. She reaffirmed that that's how it's going to go down, that they're in agreement, that he is going to veto it, and that we have responsibilities to democracy and rules of law in the world, and we're going to stand by that because we're not going to let U.S. leadership waver because of a bunch of dickheads in the House who can't find a speaker.
I mean, I heard her talk a lot, but did she actually say anything?
Dude, that should be the name of your show.
Not really. By the way, side note, bifurcation is her new word. It's right up there with Venn diagrams. She's used it like 5 times this week.
That's because that's what you fuckheads are trying to do.
It's like a new word. She said, "Ooh, I'll sound smart if I use this word."
Yeah. I tell you what, start a count on how many times Trump says the word disgrace, asshat. Who is this guy? I have no idea. I mean, he's on Real America's Voice. So this is the elbow of this is the taint. This is the butt knuckle of the internet. It's right. I mean, they're jockeying for a position, with Flashpoint. But this is the state of the current, this is feeding into a mindset on the right.
Yeah, you're brilliant, Kamala.
Yeah, you the chicks, am I right? Ladies trying to do fucking chick stuff when it calls for a man thing.